Snipers, you have to see what's happening in the Bitcoin price right now. As check out how this Monday played out today. This pretty much summarizes what happened in the cryptocurrency market. Ethereum currently working on a higher high and Bitcoin still within a lower high. We did test major resistance for Bitcoin today. And history has shown that if Bitcoin fails to catch up to Ethereum and also make a higher high, then we are likely to see a dump shortly afterwards. So Bitcoin did test the major resistance. It's not a coincidence that we got rejected at 24,300 US dollars. Hourly and 4-hour candles above 24,300 opens up the door to 35,000 US dollars. Of course, we'll potentially find some resistance here at 28,000 US dollars to potentially fill that CME gap. But what else happened in the markets today? A lot happened, snipers. Bids in the Bitcoin order book on Coinbase are stacked down from 17,000 and below. A lot of people are hoping to buy Bitcoin lower. And the last time the order book was this skewed to the bid side was the grind up from the March of 2020 lows. And so that's a very positive sign on the order books. Check this out. Bitcoin market cap has managed to get above the 2017 trend line. If you guys remember Joshua Earp's yellow line, that is very similar to this 2017 trend line. And every time this has happened in the past, Bitcoin touched at least the upper trend line, which right now currently sits at 42,000 US dollars. And the RSI is also on a potential verge of a breakout. We know the RSI is facing major resistance right now. And here are the Bitcoin CME gaps that are important to keep in mind right now. Just remember the fact that Bitcoin partially filled the CME gap at 18,535, but there's still a CME gap down below at 9,700. But the highest CME gap that we have on the table right now is right around that $35,000 level. Bitcoin right in the midpoint of both of those CME gaps. And then interestingly enough, I found this chart of China's equity markets compared to the S&P 500. Notice how before China's equity markets sold off, they did have a relief rally. A lot of people are saying that China is ahead of the cryptocurrency market and the US American equity markets, and that we are following what the CSI 300 has done. And so it's very interesting to see that the S&P 500 is at the same point that the Chinese equity markets got rejected right now, for those that are saying this is just a bull trap. And then lastly, whales closed 300,000 long positions on Bitfinex, 300,000 Ethereum. This was a large whale that had a massive long position on Ethereum. And every time in the past that we've seen this, Ethereum has corrected. And so what matters when it comes to the technicals right now for Bitcoin and the overall cryptocurrency market? Well, we know here on the Snipers channel, 24,300 is a major resistance level that we are currently monitoring. And then below that, we have our support at 22,500. That is the previous weekly open. Let's dive straight into the charts and wrap up this Monday update. Bitcoin inside of this range here with a resistance of 24,300. If we break below 22,500, the previous weekly open, it will open up the door to 20,000 US dollars potentially. And the equity markets right now, the S&P 500, it poked its head above this extremely important resistance level, but we have yet to get a confirmation of a breakout. We've also not gotten a confirmation of a rejection just yet. And so we're still playing a equal game here, potentially a bull flag or a bear flag there for the equity markets. But what we do know is that the NASDAQ is facing major macro resistance right now. And that if we do see a pullback, it wouldn't be a surprise. And so let's continue to monitor that. Bitcoin's still not performing as well as the S&P 500, but Ethereum forming a higher high today. This is extremely interesting to monitor because with Ethereum above 1760, as long as we hold 1760, 1980 is the next major upside target for Ethereum. The Ethereum to Bitcoin chart also in a very important place, potentially ready to go up to 88,000 Satoshis in anticipation of the Ethereum merge on September 18th. Let's continue to monitor 77,000 Satoshis because just like the S&P 500, that would be the confirmation of a breakout and a higher high. The S&P 500 has yet to do it. It did peek its head above that resistance today, but it didn't get a breakout. And so with that being said, thank you all snipers for tuning into the channel today. MicroStrategy was up 3% today. We're seeing some of these crypto-centric equities do very well. Coinbase at $98 a share, up 5% today. So that's very positive to see for the cryptocurrency market. And So lastly, I'll mention this, the DXY is falling away from 106.56, but we've yet to get a confirmation of direction. I would say it's still having a cup of coffee here. Maybe August 10th is what we're gonna need in order for us to get another major move in the equity markets and cryptocurrency market, because that's when CPI numbers come out. People are saying that if inflation has peaked, that could potentially be a reversal in the market, or some people are saying, you know, maybe inflation continues higher, even though that US oil peaked with our last CPI report. Usually that's a leading indicator. Who knows where that could go? But if the Feds do not announce any interest rate increases this month, that's what's expected. We're expecting that next month in September. And so there's really not much negative fundamentals and catalysts that could come this month. Are we going to be seeing a continuation of the upside? That would be very preferred for us bulls here in the market. Bitcoin breaking 24,300 is going to be that confirmation of 4-hour candles that now we've opened up the door to 35,000. Of course, we're going to find a potential pit stop at 28,000. So that's what we're monitoring for the upside scenario. Let's see what happens, snipers. Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm if you support this 4-dimensional content. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Snipers out.